is a song about our friend Murphdog. We affectionately know him as Tom, but he's the Murphdog. And when you need someone to bring your spirits up, call the Murphdog. It's Saturday Night Live. We're hanging the Murphdog and the Real Talk Fair. And every time I'm feeling like I need a pat on the back, I can look out and see the Murphdog. He's always there to give some love and shed some light. Oh, serious, the Murphdog, alright, yeah, we love the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog. So we all gather around and play the songs. And when you're feeling down, they'll help making you feel strong. But if you come to stop, come to play, whatever it may be, hold the Murphdog. Need a word of encouragement or need something more? Oh, you call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. The Murphdog. Murphdog, 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 Murphdog. Murphdog, 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 Murphdog. Call the Murphdog, 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 Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. We don't call the Murphdog. Yeah. Oh yeah, you call the Murphdog. Oh, call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdoggy dog. Oh yeah, it's the Murphdog dog. Hold on now, man. You come down. You can't call the Murphdog. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You're there. I'm here. You can't pay respect by calling the Murphdog? I'm sorry. I can't figure you out. What are we doing? You can come down and pay respect, Murphdog. He's there. You're there. Same time. You can't walk up to Murphdog and pay respect. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't go to heaven. No, you can't. You can't go. You had Murphdog right there. Irish one time only. One time only. You see the Murphdog, right? You come from Irish back. You can't. What are you, wait, huh? What's going on in the mind of yours? I'm gonna have to figure this out with somebody else. You're fired. You're fired. How dare you? You didn't call Murphdog? Son, he didn't call Murphdog. Yeah, I know. You got the call from him? Did you snoop him out? What are we doing, Sonny? Murphdog is right here, right now. You can't come pay respect. Come pay respect for the Murphdog. For the Murphdog, 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 call the Murphdog. My bud, my friend, the real talk, brother Murphdog. Murphdog. Oh, oh. Grab that phone and call the Murphdog. Here's a song about our friend Murphdog. We affectionately know him as Tom, but he's the Murphdog. And when you need someone to bring your spirits up, call the Murphdog. It's Saturday Night Live. We're hanging the Murphdog and the Real Talk Fair. And every time I'm feeling like I need a pat on the back, I can look out and see the Murphdog. He's always there to give some love and shed some light. Oh, serious, the Murphdog, alright, yeah. We love the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog. So we all gather around and play the songs. And when you're feeling down, they'll help making you feel strong. But if you come to stop, come to play, whatever it may be, hold the Murphdog. Need a word of encouragement or need something more? Oh, you call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. The Murphdog. Murphdog, 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 Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. We don't call the Murphdog. Yeah. Oh yeah, you call the Murphdog. Oh, call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdoggy dog. Oh yeah, it's the Murphdog dog. Hold on now, man. You come down. You can't call the Murphdog. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You're there. I'm here. You can't pay respect by calling the Murphdog? I'm sorry. I can't figure you out. What are we doing? You can come down and pay respect, Murphdog. He's there. You're there. Same time. You can't walk up to Murphdog and pay respect. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't go to heaven. No, you can't. You can't go. You had Murphdog right there. It was one time only. One time only. You see the Murphdog, right? You come and pay respect. You can't. What are you, wait, huh? What's going on in the mind of yours? I'm gonna have to figure this out with somebody else. You're fired. You're fired. How dare you? You didn't call Murphdog? Sonny, you didn't call Murphdog. Yeah, I know. You got the call from him? You stoop him out? What are we doing, Sonny? Murphdog is right here, right now. You can't come pay respect. Come pay respect for the Murphdog. For the Murphdog, 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 for the Call the Murphdog. My bud, my friend, the real talk, brother Murphdog. Murphdog. Oh. Grab that phone and call the Murphdog. Here's a song about our friend Murphdog. We affectionately know him as Tom, but he's the Murphdog. And when you need someone to bring your spirits up, call the Murphdog. It's Saturday Night Live. We're hanging the Murphdog and the Real Talk Fair. And every time I'm feeling like I need a pat on the back, I can look out and see the Murphdog. He's always there to give some love and shed some light. Oh, serious, the Murphdog, alright, yeah, we love the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog. So we all gather around and play the songs. And when you're feeling down, they'll help making you feel strong. But if you come to stop, come to play, whatever it may be, hold the Murphdog. Need a word of encouragement or need something more? Oh, you call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. The Murphdog. Murphdog, 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 Murphdog. We don't call the Murphdog, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you call the Murphdog. No, call the Murphdog, dog. Call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdoggy dog. Oh yeah, it's the Murphdog dog. Hold on now, man. You come down. You can't call the Murphdog. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You're there. I'm here. You can't pay respect by calling the Murphdog? I'm sorry. I can't figure you out. What are we doing? You can come down and pay respect, Murphdog. He's there. You're there. Same time. You can't walk over to Murphdog and pay respect. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't go to heaven. No, you can't. You can't go. You had Murphdog right there. It was one time only. One time only. You see the Murphdog, right? You come
respect. You can't. What are you, wait, huh? What's going on in the mind of yours? I'm gonna have to figure this out with somebody else. You're fired. You're fired. How dare you? You didn't call Murphdog? Son, you didn't call Murphdog. Yeah, I know. You got the call from him? Just snoop him out. What are we doing, Sonny? Murphdog is right here, right now. You can't come pay respect. Come pay respect for the Murphdog.
For the Murphdog, 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 call the Murphdog. Here's a song about our friend Murphdog. We affectionately know him as Tom, but he's the Murphdog. And when you need someone to bring your spirits up, call the Murphdog. It's Saturday Night Live. We're hanging the Murphdog and the Real Talk Fair. And every time I'm feeling like I need a pat on the back, I can look out and see the Murphdog. He's always there to give some love and shed some light. Oh, serious, the Murphdog, alright, yeah, we love the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog. So we all gather around and play the songs. And when you're feeling down, they'll help making you feel strong. But if you come to stop, come to play, whatever it may be, hold the Murphdog. Need a word of encouragement or need something more? Oh, you call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. The Murphdog. Murphdog, 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 Murphdog. Murphdog, 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 Murphdog don't call the Murphdog. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you call the Murphdog. Oh, call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdoggy dog. Oh, yeah. It's the
Murphdog dog. Hold on now, man. You come down. You can't call the Murphdog. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You're there. I'm here. You can't pay respect by calling the Murphdog? I'm sorry. I can't figure you out. What are we doing? You can come down and pay respect, Murphdog. He's there. You're there. Same time. You can't walk over to Murphdog and pay respect. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't go to heaven. No, you can't. You can't go. You had Murphdog right there. It was one time only. One time only. You see the Murphdog, right? You come and pay respect. You can't. What are you, wait, huh? What's going on in the mind of yours? I'm gonna have to figure this out with somebody else. You're fired. You're fired. How dare you? You can call Murphdog? Sonny, you can call Murphdog. Yeah, I know. You got the call from him? You stupid out. What are we doing, Sonny? Murphdog is right here, right now. You can't come pay respect? Come pay respect for the Murphdog.
For the Murphdog, 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 for the Call the Murphdog. My bud, my friend, the real talk brother, Murphdog. Murphdog. Oh. Here's a song about our friend Murphdog. We affectionately know him as Tom, but he's the Murphdog. And when you need someone to bring your spirits up, call the Murphdog. It's Saturday Night Live. We're hanging the Murphdog and the Real Talk Fair. And every time I'm feeling like I need a pat on the back, I can look out and see the Murphdog. He's always there to give some love and shed some light. Oh, serious, the Murphdog, alright, yeah, we love the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog. So we all gather around and play the songs When you're feeling down, they'll help making you feel strong. But if you come to a stop, come to play, whatever it may be, hold the Murphdog. Need a word of encouragement or need something more? Oh, you call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdog. Call the Murphdog. The Murphdog. 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 We don't call the Murphdog, yeah. Oh yeah, you call the Murphdog. Oh, call the Murphdog, call the Murphdog, yeah. Call the Murphdoggy dog. Oh yeah, it's the
Murphdog dog. Hold on now, man. You come down. You can't call the Murphdog. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You're there. I'm here. You can't pay respect by calling the Murphdog? I'm sorry. I can't figure you out. What are we doing? You can come down and pay respect. Murphdog, he's there. You're there. Same time. You can't walk up to Murphdog and pay respect. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't go to heaven. No, you can't. You can't go. You had Murphdog right there. It was one time only. One time only. You see the Murphdog, right? You come and pay respect. You can't. What are you, wait, huh? What's going on in your mind of yours? I'm gonna have to figure this out with somebody else. You're fired. You're fired. How dare you? You can call Murphdog? Son, you can call Murphdog. Yeah, I know. You got the call from him? Just stupid him out. What are we doing, Sonny? Murphdog is right here, right now. You can't come pay respect? Come pay respect for the Murphdog.
For the Murphdog, 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 for the Call the Murphdog. My bud, my friend, the real talk brother, Murphdog. Murphdog. Oh. Grab that phone and call the Murphdog.
entry.
Well, you're this way. You keep turning it off by that.
Well, don't strobe ear the listener.
Strobe earing the listener.
Yes, you are. Now, as we're kind of getting into this kind of from scratch, I suggest we take a note from one of my favorite streamers, Dick Masterson, who you just kind of, when you listen to him, you don't know what they were talking about before, you just wish you were there, you feel grateful that they turned on the mic when they did, even if the show isn't up and running, you know they're getting it running, and they're just, it's like everyone's getting their coffee, everyone's just putting on a podcast to listen to something while they do something anyway. So as we get our listeners through, so as we get our listeners through what they enjoy doing, because as much as we want to pretend everybody's going to be watching this 24/7, we hope for at best is people check back when there's something that requires a visual. Otherwise, this is what's on in the background while we're working. This is what's on in the background while we're doing our day-to-day. It is the music that is our information of the day. With that being said, welcome to Murphdog Mandates.
Welcome to Murphdog Mandates.
Welcome.
I am MVP.
I am Retro Queen.
And we have Murphdog.
The name, the man incarnate.
I am Murphdog, yes sir. Yes,
Soldier of the nation.
And we have in the background somewhere Cosmic Vagrant.
Upstairs we have Cosmic. He will be on future streams. Right now he is in the world of Narnia because he is obsessed over the D&D campaign we're going to be doing this weekend. We're probably going to record it. We're going to drop a link in the description because we got to network all the fires we got in the iron. So he's going to be down here. Probably going to be jumping in on his stream when that happens. We are discussing tonight what's on our minds.
We forgot one person.
We have a man.
God, I'm sorry.
Joe.
Somewhere there was a man named Joe.
No, Joe and I. Yeah, Joe's freaking rad. He'll have a lot to say when the topic is relevant and he feels like gracing us with his presence. He is a little tired right now. We went through every Evil Dead and the Evil Dead TV show. We went through the Evil Dead reboot. I think I may have accidentally Evil Deaded out this dude. But he's cool. He's cool as hell.
Well,
So what are we discussing today? What are we going to talk about?
so today on Murphdog Mandates, we are going to be discussing the latest incident in Atlanta, Georgia.
Which we have just left from. Whoops. Was it Atlanta?
No, we left from Augusta.
Okay, Augusta. Regardless, it was Georgia.
But thankfully, yes, we just left.
Thank you very much, Murph.
Thank you very much, Murph, for assisting in our vacating of Georgia as it goes to hell. Because somewhere along the line, some fucktard decided that cops needed a city. And so that's what they're doing as a start in Georgia. So, Murph, what do you think about that?
I think
It's right next door to you.
you know I kind of caught a little bit of this.
It's hard to care, right?
Here's the thing.
I mean, on either side, it's like we're busy.
The Antifa thing is something that we already knew about.
I'm somewhat curious on the Antifa thing though, so I'm gonna throw a little wrench in here.
Right.
And for the most part, given what I'm seeing, there's a lot of people that don't like the idea of Cop City that have nothing to do with fucking Antifa. I didn't like the idea of Cop City.
Well, we didn't go firebomb the place. These people did.
Well, that doesn't make them Antifa, though.
Well, if they firebomb, I think that makes them Antifa. See, like, here's the thing: is Antifa is a label to a specific sect of mental illness, and the reason I will expound upon this is because the first song, "Occupy." I know after the protest ended, I said, "Oh, those guys are all dressed in black, and they listen to a lot of different punk rock, and I heard they got a house over there they took over." So I got into the mindset of these people, like one, like his whole beef, like the leader, like his dad was a cop and you could just see the trauma embedded and that's why he's fighting the cops. You got the guys who are just they don't care. They're talking to all the girls that are flocking and they're just going, misogyny. We have to deal with this misogyny. and then you just have the like. I could go on forever, but go ahead.
Why don't we play video of what
Oh,
happened
JB
today?
is in the house.
Hey, JB.
Hello, JB.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Now we can see him.
you.
So, what do you
This
think?
bump.
JB? What do you think of our setup? Sorry, I cut off the
That's good.
conversation.
No, it's all right. We're gonna play this like professionals we are. Yeah, just what's up? This is our new setup. This is Murphdog's mandates. We are going to. You are the weapon. We're gonna be the engineers to figure out where you want to be pointed.
Well,
Why does it keep defaulting back over to this screen?
Because computers.
we didn't actually put anything on there. I
Oh.
was going through the videos now. So currently, I guess.
Why
So as the topic.
Why don't we pull up a video of something that
Well,
happened
let's
today?
at least show.
No, that's a good
what
idea.
they're
That's what someone in
looking-
entertainment would do.
Yeah, I would
yeah,
think so.
Fire's always good. Let's.
All right, so
I
let's.
don't even know. I haven't even seen this. I just been hearing what's been going down. I just haven't been busy. I've been too busy. I can't care right now.
So this is Associated Press 6 hours ago, where protesters take to Atlanta streets to decry Cop City. So, here it's not labeling them as Antifa. I kind of don't really think they are Antifa. I think they don't want you to know that regular Joe Schmoes are like, what the fuck? Because once you go and turn around and take the cops away from the civilian base and the civic sector itself ends up...
And my question is, how many people are actually like, what the fuck enough to where it lives in their head almost rent free? Because you got to remember, the average NPC, the brain is just so much full of just fucking Netflix, Spotify, and the 9 to 5 survive, get the lunch break, and just survive the human race that the average NPC or person in general just doesn't have time to give a shit about what's going on, really. Like, they hear about it in the news, they feel like they've done something by having an off-the-cuff informed opinion on it, but that's all the fuck the time the average Wojak has time for. You can't expect a city or a human demographic to change when it is so rigidly locked by so much stimuli and so much obligation. It's a crushing machine.
Well, what I was getting at was the fact that, I think the news has to label them as Antifa because, God forbid, it was just people finding out it was potentially regular people. Now, this is in my...
Antifa's not regular people.
It's not like I read this anywhere. I'm just saying.
Here is the thing, though. All these people were connected to an individual group who had formed prior to this event. They had discussed what they were going to do.
Yeah, they're low rent anarchists. They're low rent organized anarchists.
It's a cultivated, unimpressive mind running things. That's it.
And it's all just a symptom.
Here's the question we need to ask: who funded this?
That's the thing, is that half of them are on food stamps and unemployment to begin with. We're doing it accidentally.
How?
These people are all fucked up in the head. Like, they all have different hair colors. They all got some sort of diagnosis for something. Like, all the fucking time. And if not, then they find ways, but they're not like 9 to 5 working people. That world destroyed them, so they need vengeance.
It's interesting. Very, very interesting. So, why don't we hit a video?
Yeah, so here's one from 6 hours ago from the Associated Press. Let's see what they're yelling about. And see if this matches up with the current agenda. Because, I guess, let's face it, is this loud enough? JB, tell me if it's loud enough.
Because check, we will go back, we will check, play, fire.
I have a cosmic sighting in the back.
Oh, Cosmic's in the back.
Justice for who? I can't even pronounce that name.
Justice for who?
What name is that? You gotta like pause the video. If you gotta get me behind a cause, it's gotta be legible. I'm sorry. Not to sound like a dick or anything, which I kind of do, but fuck it, I can't read that.
It does seem low. Oh, the speakers are really low. Alright, yeah, don't make them too high.
Okay, so people are mad at cops. You know, those some militaristic looking cops. So they're building a city, they got the plot land and everything. It's like...
Wait, let's replay that again, because I feel like...
And as previously stated, I've got too much time in my 9 to 5 day to give too much of a shit. If I'm going to go at it to the point where I'm going to have to physically interact with Cop City in one way or another, is that through violence, is that through adhering to their rules, my option is going to be move the fuck away from it. Justice for
Tortuguita?
I don't know what it is.
What the fuck is Tortuguita?
Where there's an epicenter.
Protesters marched through downtown Atlanta Tuesday to voice their opposition to construction of a police training center outside the city. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is Cop City, okay?
If I were to, like...
More than 20 people were arrested at the site on Sunday, and an environmental activist was shot to death. So of all the people, the environmental activist was shot to death.
They're the dumbest.
They are the dumbest. They're the ones who are going to stand in front of the tree.
They're the people that'll Twitter. No. They're the people that'll Twitter. I'll die for a tree. And
okay.
Like
so here's the thing.
There's a really short ass article.
There's a slight introduction as to what happened. Now, how come they didn't cover the actual fire bombings?
I'm more concerned about why this was only like 6 seconds. 46 seconds.
I don't know. Put fire in the search.
Fire.
It's literally one half of the keywords needed.
Masks were brilliant on the enemy's part.
There we go. Police vehicle set on fire. That's fire. I want to see fire.
Alright, so this is fire. This is ABC.
It takes me back.
Oh, the days of anarchy.
Just to be able to make this big. Wait, is that it? That's it.
Yeah, let it loop a second. It's pretty.
I didn't loop it second. It's pretty.
I do not condone this in any way, shape, or form. I'm just stating on its aesthetic allure.
I hate these videos. You know, I used to film shit on my phone all the time. You know what happens?
I'm gonna digitize that.
You can make it full screen.
Oh, that's what I did. No one got hurt now, right? Alright.
Oh, I think it's...
but what about the bombing of the tractor?
The bombing of the tractor.
That sounds twisted metal as hell. Let me see that.
No, yeah, they bombed the tractor today too.
Police set police vehicle on fire. This was a month ago.
Well, YouTube's probably combing this pretty hard. I mean, I've seen it all over poll.
So then we looked the last hour. I'm also going to teach you how to research shit. Wow.
Let me see if I can find it.
That's a first, if they're actually pulling it. All right.
Because, yeah, it's been a thing today. I saw it there.
Wow. So, I hate showing people on the enemy's page how to actually find shit.
Yeah, take over
because it's not... Because now we just got to be smarter, you know, about this kind of thing. But I will show you how to research things, and hopefully that will lead you through the maze of bullshit to figure out how to find information. I mean, technically all of us need to know to some degree. Otherwise, we probably never would have found each other. That's
true.
One way of looking at it.
God, okay, no Antifas in poll. Shit.
No Antifa in poll.
Well,
that's a first.
Well, no, it's not. It's not that. It's it keeps popping up and disappearing, popping up and disappearing. Depends. It's like.
Was there a lot of activity today? Are we missing today's news? What was in news today?
Well, probably something to do with us giving money to other countries. Well, in a perfect world, I don't even want to say that money should be going to us, just not to them, and the jobs should be...
5 people are facing domestic terrorism charges tonight after a confrontation at the site of a planned public safety training facility that has been nicknamed Cop City. But people protesting the facility tell 11 Alive's Doug Richards police are not being truthful about what actually happened.
Police have had an escalated presence here at the site of the training facility as interactions between them and protesters have escalated.
How big is Cop City? Cop City.
At midday, protesters shouted slogans at police in riot gear on property adjacent to the Public Safety Academy site southeast of the city limits. A more consequential clash took place a day earlier, when police, state, and federal agents flushed 5 people out of the wooded site due to be cleared to build the facility. The 5 were then charged with domestic terrorism.
They were not involved in endangering anybody. They were sitting passively in trees trying to express a political position.
Leaders of a group trying to stop construction claim police are overreacting to what they describe as civil disobedience. But police say the clashes have been frequent. Last weekend, DeKalb firefighters said they were attacked while trying to put out a fire in a dumpster.
People started coming out of the woods in camouflage.
Rich Porter of Paulding County told us last month protesters on the site torched his pickup truck when he happened to stop to pick up some junk that appeared to have been abandoned.
It seemed to me like they were trying to burn the truck with me in it.
One of the protest leaders told us he can't fault acts of resistance.
Obviously, you know, if people have property, it's not something that's people's first thing that we want to happen. But again, we think that property being destroyed is minimal compared to what's about to happen in this forest.
Atlanta police are pretty guarded when they're asked about their actual construction timeline here, as the construction project has turned into a political flashpoint.
JB, what is
Southeast of Atlanta, Doug Richards, 11 Live News.
All right. So,
So it's a pretty. That's why they call it city. You know, it's not like the cops called it Cop City. It was the people that called it that.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's inside Atlanta, right?
Do you want to bring up some of the hearing that they just did today?
Yeah. Let's see. This is a month ago. Wasn't it today?
Yep. They're scrubbing.
There. Let's look up the last hour. Let me tell you something. I guess nobody uses YouTube anymore. Is it so outdated? Is Rumble the new thing?
How many acres is Atlanta?
I can't look up.
So Cop City is inside Atlanta.
How about you take the Antifa?
Can you have a city inside a city?
What's it called?
Greeny green. And I guess the answer is yes, because there's like... Yeah, but I'm talking about the opposite direction where money goes into. Like a corporate upscale one, because like we've all seen the tent cities and every place has their own fucking thing. Silicon Valley. Oh, good point.
Gunfire on campus 3 minutes ago. Should we look at breaking news?
I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Some Clark Atlanta University students and parents are on edge tonight after shots were fired on campus less than a week after the death of the student. It's the third incident involving gunfire during this school year.
As Fox 5's Kim Luffler found out, there are more calls for the school to do more to protect students.
We're not sending our kids away to college to have to live and learn in this type of environment.
Hassan Smith says he was concerned after hearing about gunfire on Clark Atlanta University's campus Sunday, where his son is a sophomore.
It's fear. It's discomfort, you know. They're there to live, they're there to learn, and they shouldn't have to deal with these things.
Atlanta police say shots were fired on Beckwith Street. They say no one was injured and no suspects arrested. This comes less than 7 days after 20-year-old CAU student Jatan Sterling was shot and killed, which already had students on edge.
Where safety matters the most. We're not paying the amount that we're paying to not feel safe.
Shots also rang out after a gathering for CAU's homecoming in October that left 4 injured. Now parents are asking the school to do more to protect their kids.
And the first major problem that I see is that the campus is too easily accessible. You know, anybody can drive through there, which is what's happening.
The school released a letter Sunday from the CAU president before the most recent incident, designating this week as a mental health week for students. It also read, quote, "The physical and mental well-being of my scholars is my top priority as president of Clark Atlanta University, period." The school also told us following Sterling's...
Stop this video. Has nothing to do with what they were just showing when I came out on TV. Whatever you had up there.
Yeah, it's up there somewhere. It's under a fucking name. It's like
well, that helps.
Well, let me check my history real quick. I'll be able to bring it up.
All right. I think because they did discuss a lot of things about these individuals who were picked up and detained and
yeah, like I said, I question whether they're actually Antifa, but I haven't even seen what any of them look like. But the arrests that have been going on about Cop City, I think strongly a lot of them are just regular civilians who are disgusted with the idea of having a place set aside where, you know, it separates the civil workers. And then that's the reality. You know, a cop is a civic worker. You know, he's there for the citizens to help protect them. It's not meant to enforce any kind of, you know, or back immediately any kind of things that are unlawful to the citizenry. So they're supposed to protect and serve. You know, keyword serve, not hurt, not hinder, not destroy the lives of, unless it is necessary.
And I
can't find it.
I'm amazed.
Yeah, there should be a sense of judgment, and cops themselves should have the right to use judgment.
Here's the thing. How many of these individuals actively were apprehended because of actual criminal acts that they were picked up for? Criminal acts being...
These are the people who got picked up supposedly. And they're all just kind of weird looking. They look like, yeah, I guess they...
Why is it looking for channels?
You just kind of like get a feel for people.
Wow, nothing is coming up.
I'm still looking.
Let's try. Well, Rumble has a shitty search engine anyway.
Go to home.
That's what I figure. It should be on the top. But you know, it's starting to look like YouTube in a way. So, I mean, I haven't been on Rumble in like a good month or two. The way everything's changed.
News.
I cannot.
We're on cops. Maybe this is it. Is that today?
Yeah.
Check this out. Maybe
now let's head to Atlanta, where police have identified the 23 suspects charged with domestic terrorism after that attack against the new officer training facility, which they've nicknamed Cop City. And here they are. Just 2 of them are from Georgia, 14 are from other states, 2 are from out of the country. Investigators say the group left a nearby music festival on Sunday night to conduct this coordinated attack.
And also this, we're learning this man is one of the 23 people charged. His name is Thomas Webb Juergens, and he works for the Southern Poverty Law Center. He actually lists himself as a staff attorney there. The irony here, of course, is the leftist nonprofit is known for tracking domestic hate groups and other extremists, and they include mainstream conservative organizations like the Alliance Defending Freedom and the Family Research Council on their so-called hate map. Now, North Carolina Congressman Dan Bishop, learning this, tweeted out this in response. Will the SPLC be listing itself as a hate group?
It's a fair question, though. Let's welcome in Vernon Jones. He joins us now. He's a former DeKalb County CEO and a former Georgia State rep. Also with us, former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Carrick is back again. Gentlemen, thank you for your time today.
I mean, now I'm
Thank
curious
you for
what
having
this
me. It's
group
an honor to
does.
be on this show with Bernard Kerr, of course, big supporter of law enforcement. Thank you for all you've done for law enforcement, Commissioner Kerr.
Well, let's talk about what
there
happens
are
now to the
probably
Southern
things
Poverty
going
Law
on
Center.
that
This
they
should
give
certainly
funding
hurt their credibility. You know, the federal government in the past has
You're
even
talking
used this
about the
organization for help trying to
where it could
determine
be
who
that somebody
some of these domestic extremist groups are.
them off.
And also, it's not that different from
And
those
they're
two
young
lawyers,
college
too, in
kids
New York,
desperate for
Raj
money,
Rahman and
drugs,
Collinford
whatever.
Mattis,
And
both
they go
arrested for
run
throwing
and
Molotov
But you're also
cocktails at
talking right off
police
the bat,
during the
first
George
one they
Floyd
talk about
protests. The point is, Vernon, these are not just
lawyer. And the person who got killed was an environmental activist. So we already have two of the particular professions. Now, you're not an environmental activist unless you come from money, because nobody has fucking time for that shit. You know, you have to have a lot of free time to be Erin Brockovich, you know?
Yeah.
And in her particular case, she worked, you know, at the place that she ended up doing this environmental activist shit with.
Yeah.
So these are people who come from money.
Okay, so
that kind of leaves out the money.
Occupy experience is interfering with this. Let me get in a different mindset, because I think I was just in a retarded Occupy.
Andy, no.
Pretty crazy seeing all y'all engines together. Yeah.
So Andy No came up today. And I don't know if many people remember who Andy No was.
Never heard of him.
No, I actually have no idea who he is.
He was he basically not infiltrated, but would go in and film Antifa. Antifa pretty much screwed him up, put him in the hospital, all on tape, by the way. And after Andy got out of the hospital, he continued on with his quest of documenting these Antifa and these BLM rioters and these.
Okay,
So-
I'm starting to remember, I think, who you're talking about.
So I think Andy No weighed in on some of this today and referencing, I think, some tactics and some developments of these groups, these connections that they've found out are some of the same things that we saw during the riots in Portland. The links to rioting throughout the entire state of Oregon, the riots up in Minnesota, all politically fueled by an identical backing. And I think we need to start understanding who these backers of these groups are.
Well, unfortunately, we kind of already know that. I mean, we've had people come forward, what we'll call whistleblowers, even though I don't understand why you got to give nicknames to people who just tell you the truth about what they have to deal with. So
I want to know how many of these people are employed, how many of these people have places to live.
Okay.
Like, literally, I want to know on those base levels, is this not just like homeless organized uprising on a certain level? Or if it's just legitimately, somehow these people manage to like actually make that facet of life work. Is it being paid for by someone, or are they just fucking anybody just went to a job ever?
And then there's crisis actors.
Yeah.
Crisis actors are another big push.
Oh yeah.
And they are very real and they exist.
And how do these individuals get paid? I will tell you straight out.
Wait, Murphdog, you should tell the story.
Tell you straight out. There are companies that are out there right now that, if you have unique qualities, and you have served in unique places, and you have the ability to react in a certain way, there's companies out there that are hiring for these crisis actors all the time. Retro, just before Christmas, put me on to, was it? Yeah, it was right before Christmas, onto a company.
This is actually funny.
And it was actually being organized to do a demonstration of some sort, and I was in Arizona at the time, and I applied for it, and they sent me a tentative offer of what they were looking at, and it's just at that time I couldn't leave Arizona to go fly to where they wanted to do this contract at. So I ended up not following through accepting a contract for a crisis acting group, but it's kind of strange that that was something that was just put together a couple months ago, and what has spun off of that? What have they developed from that crisis acting group? You know, what did they do? What kind of crisis did they go out and commit to try to steer people's thoughts?
Yeah, for the most part, what the article was asking for was a, person of, a certain background that had, certain capabilities and the potential to act really well. And Murphdog fit all the qualifications that they were asking for in order to, and if I remember this correctly, because you probably read it more than I did, but if I remember this correctly, it stated they were looking specifically for a person to be able to be damaged on a field of war, be able to be comfortable around cameras, and be able to give good talks and take direction very well. There were other certain qualifications that, this particular article had requested. And, specifically they wanted a real patriot.
It was quite unique on how quick they actually...
Murphdog's got very special qualities.
It was kind of amazing how quick they reached out and said, "Hey, yeah, we kind of like what we see in you, and I think you've got certain qualities that we could hire for." And I mean, it's a government, I believe, a government-funded option of trying to control a local narrative.
Yeah, it definitely was. But, so you can't really shit on Alex Jones for the shit he's saying. I mean, realistically, it's in the world. What's sick and sad and twisted is that it's not being looked into or investigated. The reality is, if somebody makes a claim, you need to take that seriously. And maybe me and Murphdog know it a little bit better because we actually did our civic duty. And, that's the whole thing. If somebody smells like alcohol as an EMT, I'm not even allowed to turn around and say he's been drinking all friggin' night, even though he smells like he just drank a 12-pack and a bottle of fucking vodka. There is nothing that allows me to be able to say that about that person. It's a benefit of the doubt that's given. And the least that the officers of law should have to do is give a benefit of the doubt to make sure that the other side of the story has no inaccuracies. Now, if there's a little bit of a breadcrumb there, you're supposed to follow through. That's what a good detective does. That's what a good scientist does. You don't just leave that alone.
These are the times that...
Sorry, I get all impatient.
These are the times that make me want to have a pop-up that comes up of Dr. Fauci. Trust the science.
Trust the science.
I am the science.
The science. fucking slinks. We're not gonna be long on this. No, nobody wants to hear it. Well, no, everybody wants to hear what we have to say, because what we have to say is what everybody's thinking, so fuck it.
So it's, what other stories are happening today? What other things have popped up today? Well, I say within the past 24 hours. The I guess right wing side of it being the Tucker Carlson dropping information from January 6th, and it's definitely a right-leaning.
Yeah, I guess we should go through the Tucker Carlson thing, because I would actually be pretty interested on, after I've been ignoring January 6th for like a year.
I still don't have a clear-cut idea of what happened, and I'm trying really hard to care, but it seems complicated, so I don't.
So should we take a gander at that, or do we want to finish? We only just started this this news Max article thingy. So are we done with the January? I mean, are we?
Well, no, I'm just. These are the different. I think the different stories that.
Yeah.
Maybe need to be grouped together.
I wonder if I could find the article I sent you again. I'm trying to remember exactly what page or site I saw it on. It was still old school, but I actually saw it on a work site engine. Oh yes, now I remember. It was a site for professionals. You will also notice that there are a couple of different ones. There's Indeed. Indeed's a bit more open, with people not having the highest of credentials. And then there's LinkedIn. They expect a little bit more credentials, but if you represent yourself professionally enough, you might be able to squeeze yourself in there somewhere.
I've had a LinkedIn account. By the way, you stole my lighter. I know that you did because I gave it to you when we were outside.
That one?
Yes. The clown. I
know.
Purposely.
And mine is right here, Murph.
I purposely.
I got the gay flowers. Oh, wait, I'm not allowed to say that anymore?
Wait.
Was it happy?
No, yeah, they're happy. They're fucking happy.
There you go.
See, it's pink and green and shit. They're happy flowers.
What? Are you a bunch of fags? Well, I got one. He's got one. She's got one. It's a bunch of fags, right?
Got a pack of fags, mate. That's like as hell fag.
Do they still call them that in England?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I just got to bum a fag off it.
So does that mean that people in English are innately gay?
Gay?
I
wasn't going to say that. I was going to say innately...
fuck you. It's like, what's your thing? It's just gay. And I was like, no, it's a fuck. It's like, it's someone's a cigar. Oh, they probably called it if it was homosexual back in the day. It'd be like, oh, look at the guy. He's got a mini cigar. It's a cigarette. Just got a fag.
That's probably true. The term cigarette is probably for women. It was just a way for a woman to smoke a cigar like a man.
I should bust out my pipe.
That's probably true.
I should bust out. I have this massive pipe that I purchased while Cosmic and I were in Arizona this last time. And it's one of those long Gandalf type pipes.
Oh, I love those.
Oh, one of those hypothetical, just the wizardry.
And then we get you the hat, Murph. You would make a perfect wizard.
JB, what's up, buddy? Love you, man. Love you, brother. So, I mean, I wish you knew what website that was airing the...
Well, it was on Poll. It'll pop up again. What Poll is just kind of like a stream of consciousness. What's on the mind of the most just pissed off part of the internet. They'll just be fucking throwing it up. It's like they're
we should make we probably should make an auto button. You know, the poll of the day.
I don't think we should be scrolling Poll on YouTube.
Oh. Well, I mean, we can look at it on this screen and it won't show up over there
because of the algorithms.
I don't think the algorithms will recognize poll. I mean, you know how many terms use poll? Voting polls. I mean, it's too common of a word for them to bother putting it in the algorithm.
Well, the AI is smart enough that it's been. Oh no!
As a matter of fact,
faith in tech. That's our problem to begin with.
You know that they have to control what gets information out there. Polls are the number one thing that people use to distort the truth to each other.
So we're talking about truths, and I'd like to show this. I think it was pretty funny. So. Oh, my pen.
Nothing but fun.
Holy shit. These are pieces of crap pens. But okay.
Yeah.
I thank you, Retro, for making this. Yeah, no, see, the magnet fell off.
Oh, the magnet itself fell off.
Yeah, it's still stuck on the board. Stupid pens. But anyways, I great idea. It's gonna be hung up behind the camera so that my dumb ass, when I can't remember things, I can look up on my whiteboard and see, you know, what are we supposed to be on topic for today. And I wrote this morning. It was this morning, I think.
Okay.
Murphdog mandates nothing but fun. I think one thing we need to remember here too is
do we have you should pull up YouTube and see how many viewers we have, if any.
What are the things that are being protested about that is kind of tearing apart our moral fabric of who we are? You know, how are they dividing groups?
It all goes back to the money. The people with the money own all the other money.
The people with the money. Yeah, they do.
It's pretty much how it works.
I think I saw a meme today that came in from, I think it was Elon Musk, about him being the king of Mars and how he can't wait to break away from this current crazy society that there is brewing right now. And it kind of makes sense in the fact that the last time in our history, I think, that we had a major uprising such as this worldwide, and it was a worldwide uprising of gender and class uprisings, and we're kind of going on the same freaking thing as the 60s. You know, they're still pushing the narrative of this culture clash.
Well, yeah, the only way it's the paradigm has to shift for it to change. And I once had a genius way of explaining that, but I don't anymore.
I think Frankie got banned from Telegram.
Got banned?
Yeah, she's not on any of the channels, and she's not in my private chats, and I have a lot of conversations with Frankie.
Huh. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, I was curious if...
That'd be my dog in my room whining. Come out.
Okay.
I know, you looked behind you, you heard something. It was.
I actually thought Cosmic was in the bathroom and he was coming out, and I was gonna say, "Oh, Cosmic!" Yeah.
No, I guess I'm going to let her out.
Yeah, because I was gonna send her a message and say, you know, why don't you just pop in and, you know, say hi or something? Are you mad at me? And I'm like looking, and yeah, her account's deleted.
Never gets old. Never gets old.
Outside. Mike, did you put that case of beer in the refrigerator?
No, that was Cosmic.
That was supposed to be for this weekend.
I told you to hide it out there.
It's weekend.
I actually bought a 40 today. Had a few bucks left in the card.
Lucy. Hey. Come here. Come on. You gonna come out here? Come on. Come here. Hey. Come here. All right, I'm going bye-bye. Bye-bye. Come on. Come on.
Let me update Telegram just in case I'm just not blocked. You know, Cosmic, have you heard anything about Frankie maybe being banned from Telegram? But I wouldn't think she would block me for anything.
Lou. Here.
What you right here, baby?
So are we still live here?
Yes, we are still live.
All right, so let me go over here.
I think JB dipped out. Where?
JB did what?
Oh, he's not in the stream anymore. Just updated it. Now you're telling me to update again?
Look, we're live on YouTube.
Live on YouTube.
Very cool. So
I know I'm sitting here on like my phone half the time.
do you guys know about Starbase down in Texas?
No.
Elon Musk's Starbase.
I mean, like I know he. I mean, I know his interest and his rockets and his things like that. Although I thought he shoots them from Orlando, not Orlando, but you know, Florida.
Florida. Well, this is the next iteration of his Dragon capsule and rockets and everything that he's. SpaceX is already big for with their launch contracts with, you know, the U.S. military, other countries, his own internet service, all of his satellites that he's sending up for that. He's also, like I kind of joked about Elon's, I guess, earlier tweet about can't wait to get off of this planet to Mars to get away from this crazy population. You know, part of that movement is actually, this is a girl named Jessica Kirch.
Can both ways cross.
Oh,
she's a live streamer. She's actually down in Boca Chica, Texas right now, which is...
Well, they'd rather hear you talk. But we'll give Jessica Kirch some props for the video.
But she's down there recording. This is Elon Musk's attempt to turn rocketry into complete reusability, to take major construction off of the Earth.
Now, when you mean major construction, what do you mean?
Major construction projects.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about building the pseudo farms on Mars, shit like that, habitats. Yeah.
Also,
we played a lot of Dune.
Subnautica.
He has contracts with NASA for the Lunar Gateway.
I really want to play Dune now.
He's got contracts for the Lunar Gateway for NASA to bring our astronauts back to the moon to permanently inhabit the moon, and to also use the moon as a jumping off place to.
So they'd be Moonanites.
If kinda. I mean, I think initially this whole phase is going to be a transition of government up on the moon. Who's going to control that? And Elon saying, well, wait a second, we already have stuff in place that says that no government has any official business of any kind off of our Earth. That's kind of what the International Space Station was supposed to be.
So do you think when they keep talking about all our jobs here being taken away and new jobs being opened up, that the new jobs they're talking about are not even on this fucking planet?
A lot of things, I mean, you have to plan for the future. Look at Elon.
Because with the tech industry, with the civil sector, with every industry, I actually see that people could possibly fall back on for jobs that are being taken away by either robots or AI at the most insane rapid pace ever.
The other 50-50 of the coin, the conspiracy theorists, who can't believe anything anymore, and they factor into the world as flat and all that nonsense. I've seen a lot of pictures lately that show that the Mars pictures could be fake. And in which case, if Elon knows it's fake, and we're not going to the moon, but he's up in that upper echelon class that does know about, like, what if it is a flat Earth? Like, nothing, like, here's what I'm on, like, I don't believe it's a flat Earth, but I believe there's something out there far, far away at this point.
I believe there could be extra.
What if he's up in this upper echelon Illuminati club, and he's like, all right, they still think the world is round, and there's the moon, and there's Mars, so they should have no problem in me shipping them over there, wherever there is, and God knows.
That is
true. That's crazy. And what if?
Well,
I mean, if I was a flat earther, then I would want to go to the moon because I would think it was bullshit, and I would want to see where the fuck you're possibly taking me.
What?
They take you there, and it's somewhere that you have to believe is the moon, and that's just what your generation, therefore, grows up thinking they're on the moon. And what if it's not the moon?
Oh, you're talking about a future conspiracy that doesn't even exist.
Like, we're talking about, like, they think in generations. And all this crazy shit, so you got to think in that form of, like, generation and crazy shit.
When we talk about they, JB, you know what we're talking about. But
that's the conspiracy.
We are talking about they.
That's what they want you to think. I'll take the
JB, I don't speak hieroglyphics, son. I don't know what that means. The finger and down.
I think he's pointing to you and me and to
Mike.
No.
MDP.
You stole my writing pen.
I stole your writing? I left it over here. It's not that I stole it. It doesn't have a magnet. I can't stick it back on the board.
MDP. Okay, so MDP. There is a story behind it, and I would eventually like to get on to...
that's simple.
Eventually. Because this deserves some attention. However... MDP, one of the reasons why I got this, because I said I need something to remember.
And now whenever we need to take notes about each other.
There you go.
There
Tom, don't forget MDP in the back there.
Alright, cool.
We all came in, so it's easy for us. We all came in knowing each other's handles and pseudonames, but the only one who knew MDPs was me. But then we started dating, so now I don't use his handle anymore.
JB says I suck at hieroglyphics. No, I think that came.
No,
out
I
pretty
suck.
close.
I responded that to JB when he was using the finger
Oh,
pointing thingies,
okay,
and I didn't know what the fuck he was saying, so I wrote to him, "I suck at hieroglyphics."
So what else happened in the world today?
Well, today we have the Tucker Carlson January 6th thing.
Right.
That's a thing we could potentially go into and discuss. If there were any new revelations or whether it just potentially confirms absolutely everything we already knew anyway. I imagine even if it did confirm, Lola, stop corralling Lucy.
Luce, come here.
Lola,
back up.
Come here.
Back up.
Come here. Come on.
Leave Lucy alone.
Come on.
Back.
There you go.
Lay down. Lay down. I'm gonna put a pair of headphones on you, dog. I swear.
What's the headphones for?
So she can freaking pay attention and be a part of the show. She watches damn
How many
TV.
viewers we have?
Just the one.
Just the JB.
JB.
Alright.
No, but we've got 4 of us here.
No. I was just curious.
So this right here that you're seeing is the tip of Starship or ship number 24.
So what's he doing with all these ships? Is he just blown into space and they explode and nothing?
I guess they're unmanned tests, right?
Or as of yet, they have not done an orbital test of this specific rocket, which is an increase in capability 100-folds. Essentially, everything that would be needed to make a space station could be launched in one launch of this specific rocket. Now,
but they're not actually going to attempt to do that. They're just going to launch it right now.
This launch that they're going to do is their very first orbital launch. They're going to use this extremely large booster with this extremely large ship attached to the front of it, and essentially send it into orbit and have it splash down. I think the last I heard, splashing down, a controlled splash down into the ocean off of Hawaii.
Okay.
So they've got all the pressure tests done on this vehicle. They already know flight dynamics of this vehicle. They already know that they can control pitch and yaw and bringing the rockets back down. This is not new information that they've already mastered with his Dragon capsules and, his SpaceX rockets and whatnot. And this is just the next iteration up. It's the heavy work that if we maintained what the space race was supposed to be about back in the day, we should be already eyeing the shot to Mars. Now, I'll tell you the funny thing. The first crewed mission that is being sent up into one of these rockets is actually a rocket that was bought out by a billionaire. He was a Japanese billionaire. I forget what his name was, but he essentially bought out the rocket for the ride around the moon.
Yeah, okay.
And this rocket is going
Wasn't
to
that
have
Bezos? Not Bezos. No. It's not the Amazon guy. It was the
no. This is a civilian Japanese gentleman.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Anyways, and the reason why he purchase the first manned mission on one of these rockets that will have observation decks and everything on the rockets for the individuals inside, was to bring some sort of unity to the world. There's a gentleman named Tim Dodd. He started a basic YouTuber, documenting, different things about space and different rocket capabilities and different engine capabilities, and he's really gotten his niche in about space exploration and about sending things into space. And this gentleman who bought the first manned mission around the moon in one of these rockets basically took the 9 other seats that were to be available and sent out a worldwide competition of tell me why you deserve to be on this first flight around the moon. What are you going to do that is going to better humanity? And one of the cool
photograph the dark side of the moon.
One of the cool things about Tim Dodd is he is a photographer. He has significant history of photography in the astro community. Tim Dodd is a go-to individual. I mean, he's toured Elon Musk's facilities. I think he's one of the more mindful individuals when it comes to rocket engines. And Tim won one of these seats, which is cool because he's going to provide both video and photographic evidence of the entire trip.
That's sweet.
So
he's like the first person who gets to do both?
Yeah. He gets to go up and take the pictures and, and be the representative to say, yes, I've been up in space. I've been around the moon. This is what I saw. This is what I'm bringing to you. This is my proof. Lucy, come here. My dog is, come here. So I think Tim's going to bring some possible insight as to what is technically out there. I don't know what's out there. I've never been out there. I do think that there's something out there. I do believe that there are things that we don't know. So I definitely am not gonna cut off anybody's views about what is or isn't out there. I will.
Well, I just think, I mean, both of us specifically and MDP more recently, we've had a tendency to be very conspiratorial, I guess would be the word. And so I'm surprised even still that, you find this a more open and honest kind of thing with not a lot of conspiratorial ties adjusted to it.
I think...
Because to me, I feel like there's a lot that I haven't personally looked too much into this space program.
You're absolutely right. Like I said, this is one aspect of one person's vision. And there are a few content creators out there who have documented video documentation every day, every single day of the beginning of this whole project, of developing this rocket system, of Elon Musk's launching these rockets and actually controlling these things and showing the world that, if people use science, actual science, to do things, it's amazing what can be done out there.
Is it dropping?
Yeah, I was trying to level out.
Well, set the YouTube video to low bandwidth. Over here in the other on the other monitor, set the other video. It's probably auto defaulting to HD. Maybe that video is the problem.
1 second, I'm just looking.
Well, you could do it in 2 seconds right now and fix it. You just go over the video.
Well, what I'm... Damn it.
That's HD. It's grabbing right now, guaranteed.
It's just fluctuating a bit, but hopefully it'll... Well, we'll see if that fixes it. Right now, the most I've seen is some buffering, but... Well, I know my phone is on. I guess I could disconnect myself from the internet, but I don't want to...
So there are a lot
it's
of...
dropping... Oh, what the hell? It's somewhere. I was sitting watching the number. Come on now. Like, what could cause a dip? I think...
Usually it's when people are signing on or signing off. I just signed off. So now it should. Hopefully.
Well, maybe we should just kill the video for a minute and see if it improves.
Well, it's about the stream. Right now, the stream is still playing pretty good. Just a little bit lower video quality.
Yeah, well, as long as it's going, I guess.
So, what are some of the conspiracies linked to Elon Musk that
well, that he's in whatever the club is or is privy to it. There's like pictures.
I mean, it's his character is just one of them.
It's just if you're up high enough in the club, the conspiracy is that you're in that club that there's so many conspiracies about. So it's not about you in particular. It's just you're one person in that whole thing. And the club they seem to be a part of is the one that signals a lot and knows the world history enough to make like flash motions of it to other people who know what significance of the history of the world shit is. There's a lot of symbols that repeat throughout history, and after you make so much music, movies, art, games, you know the ability as an artist and a creative to kind of read between the lines and see when things are syncing up on a certain level. So it just seems like throughout history and antiquity, there are just many of these repeating factors going. And it just kind of like at a certain point when you see the pattern, because human psychology, you see enough things get burned, you don't touch the stove. No one has to tell you not to touch the stove. You just instinctively know at that point because you've seen the pattern repeat through so much. It's like that with these things when you start studying history. And
so
it's all in occults, in mythology. It's all.
Baby, I think you're really going off the deep end. He's asking what conspiracies Elon Musk is tied to.
And if you're just as far as being in the conspiracy, and then I'm just trying to sink that into as quick as possible.
As quick as possible.
So
remember that.
I think it is part of Mike's idea of Elon Musk is in the club. Is Elon Musk is an individual who is pushing the narrative of what craziness is going on in the world today.
I think he's a wild card in said club. He knows what's up, but he doesn't like how the club is doing things.
Yeah, that's I'll agree with that.
He does call out a number of politicians on some pretty...
I kind of view the club as they're playing a game, and we're not a part of the game. That's just a game amongst themselves. And for the most part, because they all have key positions in the world that allow them a piece of an actual part of the world to some degree, they have the right to have these types of camaraderies and discussions amongst each other.
Well, of course. I mean,
so,
look at.
You know, it's like asking the king and queen of a chessboard what to do with the pawn. you know, and for the most part, where are all the pawns, you know?
So is of course, like.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's cool.
Oh, he put both the beers in there?
No, he just put the Coors Light in there.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Is Elon Musk part of the New World Order of things?
I believe he is, but I believe he has his own agenda. And I believe part of the club also has rules, you know, where they don't, you know, it's like don't kill another king kind of thing. Those things end up turning out to be really bad. But now I think, unlike history where there really was like kings and emperors and positions like that, now we have corporate overlords, people who hold the lives of millions of people that could detrimentally tank the society if something happened to them. So now they equally have a similar importance to any king or queen that has rulership over a million or so people, because they're handling the economic flow of, you know, that particular sector of society. Now, if something happens and that flow gets cut off, what are these million people supposed to do? Now, they're supposed to break into other aspects of society. That's a large quandary for a small district. And specifically with the size of a lot of these warehouses that they build, I mean, from what I understand, entire towns are basically devoted to specific warehouses or specific companies, you know, where the lives of every person in the town is there. So, you know, you're asking for, you know, people just doing what they do in order to know what it would take to survive. Now, in the common course of things, when things get too big, they start failing. And the way that they normally fail would be that they break down or break apart into smaller sectors, you know, as opposed to one overall tire king. You know, they're going to be little things, Murphy's, you know, tires, and Joe's, you know, auto body shop. And so, like, all these other things are going to buy up parts of this giant conglomerate and then break it down into its smaller bits and spread it amongst the mass of people. That's how a normal giant corporation should topple. And the reality is, you can only be so high up for so long. But a lot of these people end up having jobs where what they intend to do is make it last for as long as possible, even after its expiration date is done. And so a lot of that is the government's fault. They turned around and said, no, we have to protect the little people, the jobs. You know, now what they're doing is basically doing what I was thinking they should be doing for 50, 60 years, but instead they want to do it today. And they actually started yesterday, and they plan on having it done by next week. That is the speed of which they decided that the human race should move at, which is retarded and ridiculous. I don't care for those who think that I don't understand the word retarded. I completely understand the word retarded. And I completely understand it as a verb. So stop being offended by dumb shit. You know, there's real world crap going on out there, and to sit there and have you try to derail a conversation of importance so that you can talk about words is some of the most utter nonsense I've ever fucking heard. So hopefully nobody ever questions me about the words and how I use them again, because I know where the derivatives come from, and you probably don't even know why you're upset about it.
Fun.
Words matter.
Words matter, exactly. So treat them with respect and use them properly.
By the way, I think my pronouns today, I make pronouns every day. What can my pronouns for the day be?
How about fee-fo?
Fee-fo.
You just can't be they, because they is plural. That's taken.
I will maybe fee-fum.
So are they and thems supposed to be like multiple schizophrenic disorder or multiple personality disorder? Are those they, thems?
I think so.
Because I can't fathom any other human being possibly deciding that they are multiple people inside a single body besides a schizophrenic or somebody suffering from multiple personality disorder. I'm pretty sure a psychologist and psychiatrist would agree with me.
So who opened the doors and let all the cuckoos run crazy?
They're easy to manipulate, so it'd be politics. It'd be your damn government again.
There you go.
They, you know, if people can be coerced, manipulated, impoverished people can, crazy people can, you know, desperate people can. So even putting a person in a high position or a position of safety, you put them in a position where they feel like they might become in a desperate situation, they will do what they need to do and say what they need to say, and regardless of the truth of the matter, do whatever they need to do in order to keep their standard of living, whatever that may be.
My standard of living, I want a fucking alien to show up and
that'd be cool.
I want to see aliens.
I want to know what the fuck that shit is. I want to know what the hell that is.
I want to see aliens.
See aliens.
Even if the alien is a returning Elon Musk clone from Mars.
Like, just show us how you move that way. It's just like,
a while back, a while back, and we're talking about pre 9/11, no, pre January 6th events. There was a big thing that came out about deep fake and deep fake videos.
Oh yeah, I got lots of those.
And how, and this was, like I said, this was a few years back, that the deep fake videos were pretty astronomical as far as the ability.
I got her on Xena.
And
oh right.
Did
you save that, baby?
I think I did.
There was a warning that came out way back then that we as a society need to pay attention and watch out for the possibilities of these deep fakes.
Baby, you should post it on the Discord. I want to see it.
And here's one of the theories that I've seen that's out there, is that I don't know. Should I go into it? I don't know for sure.
No.
Listen, as long as you say, this is what I heard, it is hypothetical.
Yeah, it's like what the internet said. But,
you know, not come from a specific source.
My theory on it all is like every generation that grows up with the technology can pick it out, whereas like the previous has a hard time with it.
Yeah. I mean, for reasons of, it's just, if you have not paid attention to technology since technology was budding to what is available now, it is amazing the abilities that individuals have. I mean, shit, I see MDP at night, he's falling asleep to an AI generated freaking Seinfeld show.
No, last night it was steamed hams, a repeating sketch from The Simpsons that has been manipulated so much by hand for the last 10 years. They wrote an AI for it.
It was insane. And it's actually really interesting. And the AI, we're still trying to break and figure the algorithm for it.
That's all right.
But the AI, basically, I'm pretty sure combs through the internet for the most popular things being talked about and discussed, and then using that as part of its algorithm to keep interest into it. So it's been talking a lot about the devil, will-o-wisps, Satan. It mentioned bugbears. Oh, what? I mean, I guess it does run a gambit, specifically with the foods. Although it doesn't, that you can tell that so far I found one keyword. Yeah, made up foods. No, a lot of them ended up being legit, babe. They're just from different countries.
All right, let me see if I can't find something, because
it's fascinating.
I'm going to attempt to do something here.
He's gonna attempt to do something.
I'm going to attempt to do something here.
Dun dun dun. Nothing can stop the copper talk.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, wait. Hopefully we don't get a copyright for using somebody else's phrase.
I think that one's been released. It's no longer intellectual property now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's been released. Oh,
Good.
What was I? Oh.
Illuminati. Illuminati. You find somebody to go down a rabbit hole for?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this video.
I mean, in essence, what is a whistleblower? Somebody who tells the truth. So I feel like even all the, people that we consider bastards are the biggest whistleblowers on themselves. I mean, aren't they always telling you what they're doing anyway? Dun, dun, dun.
Who was that one old, well, I say old dude, that one dude that basically sat in front of a camera and said, hey, I was being initiated into the Illuminati, and I said, no, I'm done with this, and here is an entire history of what the Illuminati, there's some...
Are you talking about the old Jewish guy? Or are you talking about the,
some dude
Is it a video from the 80s?
I don't know. Some dude who was connected to the music business somehow.
Oh, well, that's probably neither.
God, I don't remember who it is.
I feel like I know an FBI agent who had a similar story. There was an old Jewish rabbi, I think, who had a similar story. And then there was a,
Here, let's use the filters to our...
And then there was, what's his name, that Morning Star guy who ran away from or decided to leave the Luciferian.
Yes. Who was that?
Can't remember his first name, but I feel like his last name was Morningside or something. Monier.
Elon Musk doesn't make it the biggest secret either. Like, he tweets out the most.
Oh, I turned off my
Like, he'll tweet stuff like, the best thing you can do is fundamentally forget everything you think you knew. Like, he'll tweet shit like that randomly. It's like, what other, like, yeah, I bet you could say that if you were you, huh? Repost 4chan memes.
Repost 4chan memes.
Elon Musk, that's what he does. He'll tweet memes. Frequent poll. And he's kind of wagging it in the face.
It's this one. It's another guy who left Satanism.
Some white dude. He's got a bald head. He was dressed in white. A British dude.
Okay, I do know who you're talking about.
Basically, as far as I figure, the Illuminati has the ultimate rule book on how humans and this whole realm of what we call Earth works. They thought it's best to keep it all a secret, starting with the human aspect, which is the most top tier psychology effects that make you the most Chad Alpha fucking master of your own destiny type thing. So nothing bugs you.
God, when you look in Google,
so you're not
all it talks about is after school fucking Satanism clubs. After School Satan Club in Illinois. After School Satan TST. Satanic Club withdraws application for After School Satan Club. Lebanon schools ask public not to protest. This, of course, is in Ohio. Why does everything... There really is their stomping ground to just see what people will fucking take, man.
Here's my thing. The Ohio has always been a stomping ground state for
just testing,
for selecting the next president of the United States, and we need to get these goddamn red voting assholes out of the blue districts of Ohio, so we're going to force them out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Even Google, which we're gonna use in the very minimally, because Google sucks nowadays. But even Google, if you just put left Luciferian club. Now, I was looking for a specific person who left a Luciferian club.
What is... I thought this was the internet.
Oh no, that's your shield. If make sure that if there's a tracker or an ad or shit like that, it's blocked. I have this on mute. If you're wondering why you don't hear it.
No. I'm wondering how to get to...
What are you trying to get to?
I want to get out of YouTube altogether. Let's go new tab. No.
Oh, well, what do you want? Like a Rumble or...
Okay.
So, looking at these things, basically, we have After School Club at Illinois doesn't teach Satanism. Satanic Club withdraws application from school. Lebanon school asks public not to protest. Lebanon school responds after granting facility to use for satanic worship. Satanic clubs push back on After School Satanic Club. Satan Club rejected at elementary school. After School Satan Club at California stirs parents. After School Satan Club at Virginia has parents at wit's end. After School Satan Club takes new aim at arch enemies. Parents fury as school allows Satanic Club to be set up by Satanic Temple. Satanic Temple to host After School Satan Club at Illinois. So it goes on and on and on. Parents upset at elementary school hosting school after school Satanic Club. For the most part, if it's something society doesn't want, why are you agreeing to let the 5 people have their rights over the 55? Or the 5,500? Or however many? It makes absolutely no sense. Baby, if you're going to have 2 bowls of rice and a cup of noodles, why would I expect you to make anything?
Because I want I want tuna fish.
You are like an endless pit.
No, I'm not. I'm just forever needing cellular regeneration. I'm totally making tuna. I've been craving a tuna fish sandwich. And fries.
Oh, we had a 6,666 bit rate for your devil coding.
Is there a way to...
Alright, what are you looking for specifically?
I want to get back to videos that I saw a couple years ago.
Oh, if you're talking about years ago, you ain't finding them. They updated and overhauled YouTube several times since then, and a lot of that shit ends up being lost. They tell you to keep those in your playlist and shit like that is the only thing that's gonna really save it. If you've ever favorited it, maybe we could look at some of those. Do you know if you favorited it? Or do you ever hit the heart icon or whatever the fuck?
No, I do, but damn, I wish I could find that. It was like a 4-hour documentary.
No, I know exactly who you're talking about. I know his last name starts with an M. It's like Mornier or Morier. He was a French guy. But I can't for the life of me remember what his name is at the moment. I even have videos of him somewhere. Just. Man, this is like all my ancestry tour.
Oh, I wish I could find it. I don't know where it's at. I'll have to look for it. But yeah, there's this one.
It's like Peter Molyneux.
Did you find it?
Let's see.
Peter Molyneux is a video game designer.
He was.
Bald.
It kind of looks like him though, but yeah, you're right. Let me see. Illuminati. Well, even then, when he made Populous Dungeon Keeper, Black and White Theme Park Fable, What's Inside the Cube, and Goddess.
Oh.
Peter Molyneux.
Who does this dude look like? Is there a picture?
Yeah. It's not him.
Not, different dude.
Yeah, it's not him. It's just kind of funny when you look at his game roster, which all has to deal with you being God. You know, Populous God us. Alright. What is your name?
Why are you? Luce. What are you doing, dog? Are you begging? Are you begging for food?
You know, I don't think I'm wrong about the last name, though.
What is the last name?
Molyneux?
Can you spell it?
Molyneux? No, it's not Peter. I'm looking for.
MOLYNEUX? Wait. MOLY?
Yeah. NEUX.